Hey, what's up, guys? This is Wayne Harlan, and I'm the head performance and longevity coach at Innovative Fitness and Rehab in Fresno, California. Today, I'm super excited to talk to you about how adults 50 plus are getting stronger, pain free, and independent for decades with one coach, one app, and one proven system. It's built by coaches who train fitness and rehabilitation as one. This program is for you if you're 50 plus and you want to stay strong, mobile, and independent. You might be suffering from nagging joints, stiffness, or old injuries that keep holding you back. Every plan you've tried was built for 25-year-olds, not you. You're done guessing. You want a proven, personalized system. You want to keep up with your kids and grandkids for decades. You're ready to age on your own terms, stronger than ever before. Many people, as they get older, start to basically add up more and more issues that they're dealing with, right? A lot of these problems are not actually due to your age. They're due to behavior. Now, you might be thinking, well, I'm pretty active, I'm doing my best, and I'm sure you are. You probably need something more specific, and we need to talk about what problems you're actually dealing with rather than a lot of guesswork, right? There's tons of programs online. There's lots of randomized classes out there. But when you have a nagging issue that won't go away, or you're not getting results on something specific, like your cardiovascular health, for example, you need to look at all the data and consider a different program, right? Something more personalized. Let's talk a little bit about fitness and rehab, the concept of those two things together as one. Most gyms train the body, and most clinics treat the injury. We do both at the same time, same space, same coaches. For nearly 20 years, I've helped people 50 plus build bodies that are stronger and more capable than they were decades ago. That's what makes us so innovative. We have countless clients that come in. Let's say, for example, I met with somebody this morning. She's 62 years old, and she has all these nagging pains in her body. You could tell she's been working out. She looked very fit and she had some muscle tone. And I told her, good job. You're really putting in some serious effort. And she said, well, thank you. I know I am, but I'm also dealing with all these chronic pains, and it makes it really difficult for me to get through my exercise. I said, well, I certainly understand. Let's talk more about what's going on for you. After sitting down and collecting a lot of her injury history, she had a few car accidents in her past. And whenever I hear car accident, I usually think vestibular system. It's very common that people have a damaged vestibular system after being in a car accident, or even simply hitting your head, falling, or being jarred in such a way that can disrupt that sensitive system. Your vestibular system is your balancing system, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But in her case, it's going to help her to not only get more information about how she can build even more muscle, I can help her make that more specific, but also deal with her chronic pain. And that's going to help free her up and motivate her to exercise even more, because she's not going to be dealing with the pain anymore. So in her case, I'm building a program that's going to be a blend of fitness and rehab. By the way, she also wanted to increase her VO2 max because her doctor said that her VO2 max is currently low, and she's actually at a genetic higher rate of heart disease. So that's a very important issue for her. So once again, I'm building a complete fitness program for her that's going to include fitness development in terms of VO2 max and muscle gaining, and then also a rehab program for her inner ear and her overall balance system. This is super common, and I might actually be describing your situation as well. So let's talk a little bit about why you are possibly stuck. Most of the time when people have an issue like chronic back pain, a bad knee, a bad shoulder, stiff neck, anything like that, they end up chasing the symptoms and not the root causes. And it's not entirely your fault because it's the way that the whole system's set up. There's a huge gap in the market in terms of understanding where some of these issues are coming from. Just because you feel something somewhere doesn't mean that's the actual issue. For example, like having a pain in your lower back can be caused by so many different issues. Like the woman that I met this morning, for example, has back pain and it's coming from her inner ear, not actually from her muscles in her back or even the spine. And that's super common. Or it could be something in your ankle that's not moving properly, and then as you're walking, there's excessive amounts of impact that instead of it being distributed through your ankle like it should, it's going to get sheared and jarred up into your lower back and your hip area, which is going to cause a lot of pain and tightness. So rather than chasing the symptoms, we want to get down to the actual root cause of the problem, and then it's going to go away a lot faster that way. Instead of just having a band-aid on the issue, we're going to go right after the real problem. So instead of random efforts, we need more of a system. A pile of random workouts is not a program. Your body needs a structured, progressive system that evolves with you, built around your age, history, and goals. So once again, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk about your age, your history, and your specific goals in mind. And then we're going to build a program based on that. And once again, it needs to be structured and progressive. So as you start to improve, we need to progress those specific exercises, whatever they may be, whether they're visual, vestibular, or a strength-based exercise, or even mobility and flexibility training can be progressed actually. You start out on level 1, and then you're going to slowly move up from there onto level 2, 3, 4, etc. But we need to do it at the right rate. Most people don't have any data or any direction whatsoever. They train by feel, or they train by what they like. They decide, well, I like doing this, so I'm just going to do this 5 days a week. And that may not be the right answer for you. It may be that you need to adjust it. Whether let's say you're running 5 days a week, you could cut back to 2 and then do some cardiovascular training on the rower on another day. Then it's going to be less impactful. And then also, you need the right amount of mobility training, the right amount of strength training, etc. And we have all the research to show us what percentage of each type of exercise you need in your weekly program. Also, measuring your VO2 max, your strength, your current level of balance, and your body composition is really critical. You're going to have a baseline, and then we're going to write a program, and as it starts to improve and make you better, we're going to see that improvement. If it's not going fast enough, then we need to make some adjustments. You may be wondering, who am I? What's my background? My name is Wayne Harlan, and I'm the Senior Performance Coach at Innovative Fitness and Rehab. Nearly 20 years in the fitness and rehabilitation industry at this point, which is shocking because, as you know, the years just fly by, right? I started doing what I love. I wanted to help people with their fitness and helping them move better, feel better, and increase their overall health and longevity and quality of life. And now here it's been almost 20 years. I'm also certified in Z Health Performance Solutions, which is an incredible program that's based on neurological principles. It's all derived from research. And the main principle of Z Health is that our brain needs information from our visual system, the vestibular system, and also the proprioceptive system in order to then process that info and create output. If we have bad information coming in, then we're going to have bad information coming out. So it's a system that helps train the input coming into our central nervous system rather than just output. Many times, like I said, somebody might be suffering from a weak inner ear, or their visual system has grown weak over the years of not exercising all of its capability. So we have a use it or lose it system in our body, and your vision, your vestibular system are just like that. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it, or it's going to get weak over time. So that's why we want to train our vision, vestibular, and also corrective exercises for specific joint movements as well, which all feed back to better information to the central nervous system of how your body is moving overall and where you are in space. Our whole program is also powered by the ERA Fit Coach app in studio and online. This provides us tons of health data about the individual that we're working with, and we can actually link things like your Oura Ring or your smartwatch, whatever you are using there, to feed the app with data, lots of health data about your sleep, the amount of steps that you're taking per day, and we also plug in like all your nutrition information. We can build full meal plans for you in that app that are all tailored to your specific needs, and they will adjust for even dietary issues or limitations as well. And then we also build complete fitness programs within that app that you can follow. Problem number one, like I said, people are chasing symptoms, not the root causes. Chasing pain where you feel it, not where it starts. That's the struggle, right? Random stretches and YouTube workouts with no diagnosis. Just because you have tight hamstrings, for example, doesn't mean that stretching your muscle is going to fix the problem. Injuries that keep coming back no matter what you try. So you may have like this nagging issue and a while and then it comes back. Or a lot of people say, well, I went to physical therapy for a while, and a lot of people actually say that they got no improvement, or if they did, a lot of times the problem comes back. That probably means that we're missing the mark here, that we need to look at this a little bit different and consider another system. It could be your vision, your vestibular system, or that you need more sensory input from that specific joint area. PT that ends the moment in pain, fades, but nothing rebuilt. So the solution here is the root cause assessment, right? We want to put you through a comprehensive movement screening before we do any exercises. I want to see how well you can move all of your joints. Are you able to coordinate, balance, and move properly? We're going to use applied neurology to find the true source of the problem, rather than guessing and hoping that it works, right? Vision, vestibular, and proprioceptive screening that most people don't even know anything about. Most gyms are not going to be able to provide that sort of screening or training. And the report that we're going to give you reads more like a doctor-style health report that identifies what the true root of the problem is. One of our reviews here is listed at the bottom of this page, which is really amazing review. 1 hour with Wayne beat all the physical therapy I ever had, by Melissa S. I worked with her years ago, and once again, she had some vestibular issues that was causing chronic pain throughout her body. And so all the physical therapy was based on a strengthening and stretching model, and it wasn't hitting the target for her because it was actually coming from her vestibular system. So once we started training that system, all her issues went away. And it actually was very quick. Like she said, within 1 hour, she was already experiencing less pain. Pretty incredible. Problem number two, we have random efforts, not a systematic approach to correcting these problems. So instead of just a collection of random workouts with no progression, we want to baseline assess your strength, your cardiovascular system, and VO2 max, your mobility, balance, and coordination. Our programs, most of what we see online are training programs that are built for like 25-year-olds, not for 55-year-old joints. The phrase that we hear a lot of times, just push through it, advice, that's going to lead us to injury. I always tell my clients, if something's bothering you or if it's causing you pain, I want you to tell me right away. Many times somebody's trying to be a good client and just kind of do the exercise even if it's hurting. And I'm like, no, if it's hurting you, I want you to tell me right away, because leading through pain is not a way out of pain. That's not how it works. We want you to be able to move without pain, and then your brain's going to become more trusting of whatever you're trying to do, and therefore you're going to move better, feel better. Most people don't have a plan that's going to adapt and progress as their body and life changes. A lot of times as we age, things are going to change, and we need to be able to adjust, or at least help each person start at whatever level they're at currently and then progress from there. We have master's level exercise science education in studio and online for our coaches. So they're well equipped and highly knowledgeable and ready to help. And this gentleman here on the right is doing a VO2 max test. He's 76 years old and setting a great baseline to understand what his current level of VO2 max is. Problem number 3, if we have no data, we have no direction. Training by feel with no idea what's actually working, right? Rather than doing that, we want to test some baselines like of your VO2 max, for example, and get real hard data. Understand where you're starting out for your age, gender, and your current level. If there's no one there to review your numbers and your results, most of the time people would be running blind, right? They don't really know, what is it supposed to be for my age? Is this good? Is it bad? How much energy do I need to put into making that specific thing better versus something else? Or what exercises are actually going to be the most effective so I'm not wasting my time, right? We want to know exactly which exercises are going to improve your mobility, your flexibility, or your strength, help you gain muscle and bone density, which exercises are best at increasing your cardiovascular health and decreasing your risk of heart disease, heart attack, stroke, dementia, diabetes, right? All those things. And we have all those answers for you that are once again based on research. Another great review here from an individual that we work with, a local medical provider. She said that the clients they send to us are getting great results within just a year. They're absolutely crushing their clinical exams. Their VO2 max has gone up, muscle mass is going up, bone density increasing, and usually more flexible and mobile as well. She said, I have referred several dozen of Optimal Medical Group patients to this facility, and Wayne Harlan and his team have beyond exceeded our expectations. Patients are increasing their VO2 max, muscle mass, overall fitness levels. We know this because every patient is required to undergo clinical testing once per year, and his clients crush these exams just 1 year later. Thank you, Mr. Harlan and team, for being the cream of the crop of Fresno. And Rose H here said, this place is amazing. I'm a woman in my 60s that had bad posture, needed knee replacement, and I was walking to one side. After their 36-week rehabilitation program, my posture is better than it's ever been. I no longer lean to one side, and my knee has fully restored itself with their program. Their staff is amazing, so helpful, and always greeted you with a smile. That's great. And Kubo says, so far it's been 7 months going 2 times per week with great results. I love the trainers here and it's very welcoming. I love the individualized experience and getting the most out of my time. I would never push myself this hard on my own at my own gym. I've followed online programs and used my Peloton app, but this has been by far my favorite way to get into shape. They cater to all ages and fitness levels, so don't be intimidated. That's great advice, because a lot of people are very intimidated, especially to just go into a gym. They don't want to go into the freeway area. They're scared. With our help and guidance, there's nothing to fear. Like she said, don't be intimidated. You can do it. This is a pretty amazing case here. This gentleman in this photo is 82 years old. And when I first met him, his posture was like even worse than this, unfortunately. And I instantly was concerned about him falling. So the whole time I was working with him on that first session, I was just watching him so closely to make sure that he didn't lose his balance. But in this picture, a before and after is literally like 5 minutes difference from each other, which is pretty incredible because you can see a significant difference in his natural posture, and even his eye position is now shifted to looking straight ahead instead of looking down at the ground. So once again, posture is not necessarily what you think it would be. A posture issue is a brain problem, not a muscular problem. So what we need to do is train the brain in a proper way, and it will adjust the posture naturally. It's pretty jaw-dropping to watch because they have instant changes in their posture. It's really exciting. So as this individual has trained, his baseline slowly improving every week. It's getting better and better and better to where he starts a session and it's not as bad as it used to be, and then it's even better at the end of the session. And that's what we want. We want to get a baseline, and then we want to slowly improve your baseline. So like, hey, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, how do I feel? Hey, I'm feeling a lot better. My muscles are less tight. My posture's better. My back isn't as stiff as it used to be. I'm experiencing less pain. This is your baseline, right? Am I moving pretty freely or not? So another little group of great reviews here. This person says, love the staff. They really care and want to help you improve. The one-on-one training has benefited me the most. I always feel lost in a huge gym alone. It's great to have someone instruct me every step of the way during a workout in a smaller, more personalized environment. Can't recommend it enough. Another client review, Wayne, they find your training challenging, yet they love the challenge. You present fitness in an understandable way. Thank you. And Christine here said that she came in with chronic back pain, wanting to learn how to work out again without injuring herself. The trainers at IFR helped me work out my pain issues and then helped me progress further than I would have dreamed. I love the team and their personalized training methods. They have been a lifesaver. And Scott here says, I have been working with Wayne at Innovative Fitness for several years, and he has helped me in so many ways, not just getting into better shape, but also with balance, flexibility, along with gaining strength and endurance to help me live a better life all around. Amazing. So I think you can see your age isn't the reason why you're stuck. Your system is. So what are the next steps? Number one, let's get you to book your free strategy session. We're going to map out your goals, talk about your history, where your body holds you back specifically. Then after we assess, we can decide whether this is a good fit or not. If you're not the right fit, we'll point you in the right direction. If we are, then we can get to work on helping you. Number three, we're going to build your longevity game plan, a root cause assessment, VO2max baseline, and your program all in the app. We execute, track, and optimize. So bi-monthly check-ins on your training, mobility, and your data until you hit the goal. Attendance on the call is everything, so show up ready to talk about your body and your goals. Even if you took a few minutes to like write down a full history, especially injury history, that's really important. And many times people forget things that happened to them in the past. It's kind of funny. We'll be talking to somebody and we're like, okay, is this it? Is this all the things that happened to you? And they're like, yeah, that's it. I've never really broken a bone. I never had this or that. Oh, you know what? I fell off of a horse once when I was 10 and I did break this and then this happened and so on. And they start remembering all these things that happened in their history. And it's all really important. So it might be worth it for you to just like sit down for a few minutes and start writing down all of your injury history and just all the things that you've done in your life that you think would be pertinent information that can help us make your program even more personalized. Well, you could do nothing in this case, right? Well, let's talk about the cost of inaction. So if you do nothing, if you're experiencing some of these issues, you'll have another year of stiffness, nagging pain, and like the all start Monday type of attitude, right? More muscle, bone, and balance lost, which is the key to independence and reducing your risk of possible frailty, right? That's not a good scenario. We want to keep you independent and moving freely. Usually we end up spending more money on generic plans and PT that were never built for your body or the specific issues that you're dealing with. It's kind of funny because something may seem like, well, I'll just buy this little program here or that program there or this one, or maybe I'll try this one now. None of them are working because they're not specific. They're just generic. Then that's quite the waste, right? Watching active years with your grandkids quietly slip by. you probably understand at this point that time is incredibly important. It's your number one thing that you can't get back in life, right? You can't make more time. Aging by default instead of aging on your own terms. You want to be in control and at least trying to push yourself in the right direction. So doing nothing has a price, and your body is already paying it. Technology plus fitness. The AirFit Coach app is everything we do together, lives in one app built for coaching powered by AI. We can talk about your training program here. They're going to be custom programs, exercise videos, strength analytics, updated as you progress. You're going to have a nutrition profile, macro tracking, photo food journal, and AI meal list built around your plan. Your data, VO2 max, strength, balance, and body comp trends that your coach actually reviews. We will take the time to look at all of your baselines currently and then help you progress those specifically and keep everything balanced. You'll have direct messaging, check-ins, and community all in your pocket. So you can reach out to your coach 24/7, send us a message. If you have any issues, if you have questions, concerns, we want to hear from you as much as possible. And we want to make sure we're staying connected so that you are motivated and you understand clearly what you need to do in order to reach your goals. We have a scheduling function of the app, calls, check-ins, reminders, booked all inside the app. One login, it's very simple. We can help you log in. No juggling apps, training, nutrition data, coaching in place, or like a billion passwords, right? It's so hard to remember all these passwords these days. So it's simple to have it all in one place. Run your entire program from your phone, in studio, or online. All right, let's book your free strategy call today. Submit your info on this page. My team will reach out within 5 minutes. On a quick 5-minute call, we confirm you're a fit and book your strategy session. You show up, we build your longevity game plan, and we're ready to go. So book your free strategy call today. I look forward to working with you.